my son, you may know him as Jason Jordan.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications. And once you're done, leave a comment down below and I just might end up responding. Professional wrestlers, hot take, are people too. It might not always seem like it, after all they are spending over 300 of their 365 dedicated to their craft, but as a very certain recent Monday Night Raw announcement just might have proved, WWE superstars are just as capable of living their own separate, personal lives as well. Let's take a look at the wrestlers who just might have a second generation wrestler on the way, as these are the 10 WWE wrestlers you might not have known had children. Number 10, Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. Let's get the obvious out of the way. Becky Lynch is pregnant. Holy hot wow, that is not how I expected the Raw Women's Championship reign to come to an end. Over a year ago, she defeated both Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair in the main event of WrestleMania 35 before going undefeated for over a year and then dropping the belt due to maternity leave. The man has become the mom. Not only did she never have to drop her title, but she even beat Ronda Rousey in the race to pregnancy, the reason she's apparently been out for a year, and now her and Seth get to celebrate a messianic birth somewhere in the coming months. Congratulations to Seth and Becky.
You go and be a warrior, cause I'm gonna go be a mother.
Number 9, AJ Styles, and of course, old girl, Wendy. I love that Samoan Joseph. AJ Styles is indeed on the list of people who have got kids, and here's where the list, it comes a little topsy-turvy, because I gotta be honest with you folks, there's a lot of wrestlers who have kids. As it turns out, giving birth is sort of the lifeblood to that whole life thing. So naturally, there are a lot of options for this list. So I decided to just go for any wrestler who has some sort of notable thing with their kids or even spouse going on. And while Wendy's always got it going on in Joe's house, AJ's kids are always in AJ's presence. Thanks to that tattoo. It's my dad's least favorite tattoo in all of pro wrestling. AJ has a massive AJ, as well as 4 dates underneath tattooed in his midsection, a reference to his similarly initialed 4 children.
To come home and tuck in the kids, but guess what? Daddy's already done night-night.
Number 8, Carl Anderson and his, and I will continuously quote till I croak, hot Asian wife.
Carl Anderson here representing the OC, AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, what's up? Got my hot Asian wife here.
Carl Anderson is legally no longer a WWE superstar, but to be fair, he also hasn't had this much intrigue behind him in years now, so I'm gonna count him for the list. It's what old AJ Styles would have wanted for his good brother anyway. So let's give a shout out to Carl Anderson and his 4 children, and of course, his hot Asian wife. And I hope everyone listening knows Carl Anderson fairly well, because that is exactly how he talks about her anytime he talks about her.
Cruzy, what are you doing? You riding a train? What is it, a train?
It's a roller coaster, Dad.
Did you meet me with you?
We ready? Let's go. We're going up. Here goes the roller coaster.
Who wants me to push him?
Me.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I can get past that. All right, look up. See if you can see up us.
Number 7, Brock Lesnar and Sable. Once again, we have a set of children spawned from a pair of professional wrestlers. Well, I mean, do we? Does Sable technically qualify as a professional wrestler? I know I used the term legally earlier, and legally, yeah, she was signed to the dotted, but technically, whatever in-ring talent these children may one day come to possess, I think it's safe to say that we can thank Brock for those. Lesnar and Sable have 4 kids, Maya, Luke, Duke, and Turk, and nope, I don't have the balls to make fun of Brock Lesnar's children's names.
I grew up, I didn't play hockey, and so now my kids, I get to experience my kids on the ice, and it's actually very, very exciting for me.
Number 6, Bray Wyatt, and to anyone who remembers the name, his wife would be JoJo Offerman. Well, wife as of now. For a time period, this child was actually the offspring of an affair, with Bray's then wife claiming he had been cheating on her for a while, but I don't know, man, it's all up in the air. Let's focus on the kids. Bray and JoJo have had a baby boy for a few years together now, and yep, this entry is here for one reason, and one reason only. The sole purpose that the idea of The Fiend still being a character in 5 years and terrifying his real-life son randomly stumbling across Monday Night Raw for the first time kind of funny to me.
Daniel Bryan this Sunday will regret this.
Number 5, Heath Slater. Now, I'm not sure if anyone here is aware of this, but Heath Slater was recently released from his job. Disgusting. A truthfully disgusting act by this company, this WWE. For years, they dangled a carrot in front of my man's face with the promise of a job, the promise of work, the promise of getting to support those kids. 4 years ago, this poor man had to campaign just for a tag team partner, just to contend, just for the potential to keep his job. And after scratching, clawing, and kicking to the nuts, Heath managed to ride his way back to the tippity top of the Monopoly board game, win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, and earn himself a spot at the earner's table, allowing himself to keep food on the kitchen table back home. And that was necessary to Heath, who, as we all know, needs this job, as he's got kids. This is still the only WWE shirt I've ever purchased.
John and Justin, they are twins that were born 4 days apart. You laugh, but it's the truth.
Number 4, Matt Hardy and Rebby Sky. The broken Matthew Hardison may no longer make his rounds around the WWE Performance Center, but who knows? Maybe that means more of the broken universe will start showing itself in AEW. Who am I kidding? He has literally already done more creative work for the new company, which is great because maybe we'll finally get the re-debut of King Maxwell. King Maxwell, you might be asking. That'd be the son of Rebby Sky and Matthew Hardy, who met up and fell in love over at TNA Impact, whatever its name was back then. They had what could come to be one of the most creative children in wrestling history. Who knows? We can only hope, but from what we've already seen out of King Maxwell as he's branded in this broken universe, hopefully his dad's influence grows on him.
Wonderful! Delete!
Number 3, Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston is everybody's favorite professional wrestler. That is just a fact, whether or not it's a fact. And the immense love everyone had for Kofi Mania is proof of that. Even when you don't realize that Kofi's the man, once he's getting a push, suddenly he's the most popular wrestler in the literal company. And I think it's that charm of Kofi. He has this oddly father-like quality to him, this just overabundance of appreciation and positivity about life that I think's played a really big role in why everyone is such a big fan. And it makes sense, as he is a dad twice over, a dad who got to give his kids one of the coolest moments of all time, winning the WWE title at WrestleMania 35 and bringing him in to celebrate and ring. And alright, I'll level with you. This really isn't the most that you didn't know list we've ever made. And this little gem from the Hall of Fame show the night before, it also isn't really helping with that, but we gotta show it off anyways. Number 2, Rey Mysterio. Now this one might sound really stupid. I know I just pulled the curtain back a little bit with the Kofi entry, but no, I'm not just insulting you at this point. Dominic Mysterio would be overtly obvious for a list like this, so that's why I'm not including Dominic Mysterio. He was fought for over a SummerSlam match. In case you forgot, Rey actually has a daughter as well, a daughter named Aaliyah. While she's not as geared towards pro wrestling like her brother, as far as we've actually seen, she has actually, like Kofi's kids, showed up in the WWE before. CM Punk actually came out to sing her happy birthday a decade ago for what I believe was her 7th birthday, with her 18th surely not being that far away. If she does have any interest for breaking into her father's business, we'll probably start to see it over the next few years. And number 1, oh, we got a doozy. It's Kurt Angle. You guys remember Jason Jordan? Let's tell a little tale. A legitimately sad tale. A legitimately talented on-the-rise superstar was thrown together into a picture-perfect tag team pairing that dominated NXT and drew comparisons en masse to the former Olympic Heroes henchman tag team, Team Angle. This alpha pair of Americans would come up to the main roster in maybe predictably disappointing fashion. They were an NXT call-up after all, but one of them would end up being repackaged as Kurt Angle's son, and in an angle where every wrestler is the wrong option, they still picked the worst option? Chad Gable, former Olympian, technical wrestling masterclass, total dork, literal shoe-in pick to play Kurt Angle's pseudo-son-in-law, and they handed the part to his tag team partner because bigger? That's dumb! But what we shouldn't forget about is Kurt's kids. His real kids, I should say. He technically forgot about Jason Jordan too. His actual children, of which he has 5, are with a woman named Karen Jarrett, the former wife of WWE superstar Jeff Jarrett, because everything involving Kurt in childhood insists on being confusing.
My son, you may know him as Jason Jordan.
And those are 10 WWE wrestlers that you probably knew had kids. Yell at me in the comments. I dare you. What are your thoughts? Yell at me in the comments. I dare you. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below. To like the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications and that bell.